Peugeot 205 Headlight Stalk replacement. I found that mine wasn't working correctly, which is this old one that I've taken out here, the SEMA one. And what was happening was when I rotate the stalk twice, you're supposed to be able to click these in place and you get the full beam, sort of like your proper nighttime projected beam for when visibility is poor. Now what it's doing is it's springing but it's not clicking in place. So when you have the stalk in the just neutral position and sort of move it forward, you would get the full beam but you wouldn't get it to stay on, which is no good when you're driving, of course. So I've ordered this replacement one from France and wasted no time getting here. It only took 3 days. As you can see, the quality is not quite as good as the OE equipment that came out, but it's better than the AliExpress stuff, and yes, it looks pretty decent. Time will tell how durable this is going to be, but let's hope that it proves to be reliable. Anyway, so here we've got the steering column, and I'll sort of just talk you through what you need to do. Taking note of these bolt heads here that need to be undone slightly. You've got screw heads here. You've got 4 of which, as you can see, they match up to the bottom of the cowling. So you've got 4 screws that need to come out. And then just being aware of this wire that's dangling down. You can disconnect that if you need to, but just for the purpose of this, I didn't do that. You've got another sort of bolt head just sort of under here somewhere. So just undo them slightly. You don't need to fully undo them, and it will allow the column to move slightly, so you can slide the stalks out of that little narrow gap that they're in. You've got you see here that I put it back in, so I'll show you how it's when you take the cowling down, how this is. You need to make sure this foam bit is actually on the other side of the top of the plastic cowling. That's quite important, and there are 2 screws under here, which they're easy to come out. Obviously crosshead ones, relatively difficult to try and get them in place, a bit fiddly, but something that can easily be done. And the wiring, be aware of that. That's disconnect that once you start getting the stalk out of place, and also when you'll make sure you plug it back in before you put the stalk in place, or else you just won't get the wiring back in again. So which there are 2. So yeah, that's in place now. Put the cowling back together again. 4 screws are in. Just checking to make sure the stalk's all good, which it is. Just going to fire the car up as well, just to show you the engine bay, because I've done a video on this car for a little while. I've done a hell of a lot of work to it. Take note of this. Just make sure that when this is all flush, when you screw this all together, don't over tighten it, because it's 30-year-old French plastic, and there's a very good chance you can break it. I've seen plenty of these cowlings that don't line up or don't fit anymore because the thread holes have been severed in the top part of the cowling, so just be aware of that. While I was here, I actually redid the battery terminals. I've been having problems starting this car. So I started here, and hopefully this sorts my problem out. You can see daylight down there. There's a rust hole that needs sorting, so it's put into the garage to get welded. Also, that was an advisory on this side, so it's going to need a weld there, featuring brand new fuel pump. But yeah, looking pretty good, and I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.